Hello everybody and welcome back to Modded Minecraft with Red. So as we remember last episode, we went ahead and we got all of our factories set up. We also put on our elite smelting factory, which will just take everything as it gets processed down the line and it will start spitting it out. So now we have to figure out a way to get stuff into the factories and back out of the factories. Well, for that, we're going to continue down the line of using applied energistics. So let's go ahead and get started here. I've taught the system how to make most everything that we're going to need. So let's get a couple of export buses. About 2 of them should do for now. So we will grab those. We're also going to want a couple of capacity cards. About 4 of them. Excellent. And let's grab some of these acceleration cards. Let's grab about 4 of those as well, just to start out with. There we go. We're also going to need an import bus. If we can spell. There we go. We will grab one of those. Excellent. And now let's go ahead and grab ourselves some cable. We'll grab a few pieces of smart cable here. And we'll grab some standard glass fiber. So now if we go back upstairs here, we can tie right into our ME controller that we had already set up. And let's see, how do we want to run this? Well, you know, we could run it straight across because we have plenty of channels left over here. We're using 2 of the 8 channels available to us. So let's just go ahead and do that. So we will go ahead and just run this cable right along over here. And we're going to want to run it right up here like so. There we go. And then we can branch off of this one and bring it down here. And then here we will bring it all the way across like so. Obviously I didn't need the smart cable, but it's always good to have a few extra pieces on hand. Just so that, you know, you have the availability of putting down smart cable if you need it. So now we're going to go in here and we are going to take a look at all of the junk that we have in here. And we are going to find what we have. We've got some copper ore. So let's go ahead and grab a piece of copper ore. We've also got some more copper ore. There's some dense coal ore. Quite a bit of dense ores here. Silver tin. We got some diamond ore. Got some zirconium ore. We'll need that. Let's grab our ferrous ore. We'll also grab our gold ore. Regular iron ore. Lapis is done away. Lead ore. And we will also grab, let's see here, osmium. Got some red sand there, some redstone ore. There's tin ore. Shiny ore, yeah. I'm glad we got one of those, that's awesome. Some silver ore. We got a ton of stone. There's the tin. Uranium is fine. Yellerite we will deal with here in a few moments. So that's pretty much going to be everything that you know, we have at this point. That's going to give us what, 9, 10 different ores. So what we're going to do is we are going to set up an export bus. And we will set one up there and one on the side. If we come into the machine here, we can tell it that we want to input from the top And we also want to input from the side. So there we go, that takes care of that. Now in this first export bus, we are going to put a couple of capacity cards. And that will unlock all 9 slots available to us. And we will throw in a couple of acceleration cards just to speed up the process. And in here, we're just going to start going down the line of what we want it to export. And there we go. And if we take a look in here, we can see that it is exporting. It's running slower than molasses in January, but that's fine because we can speed these machines up. We haven't done that yet, but we can do that. As you can see, it's processing all that stuff up just fine, turning it into clumps and not outputting. Because we have auto eject off, if we turn auto eject on, it should pop them right over here if we change this to the input over there. Now we can turn auto eject on and configure this machine. That's going to be the output over there. This one here is going to be input there. Auto eject on. This is going to be power. That's going to be output. That's going to come straight over here to the smelting facility. And let's go ahead and tell that input on the right. Output on the, you know what, let's output on the top. That's how we have it set up. And there we go, we're accepting energy. Auto eject on. There we go, as we can see, it is, you know, taking all of that stuff that we are creating and smelting it up. So for the time being, we're going to put our import bus on there, and we can just go ahead and throw in, actually, you know what, we don't need to throw in any acceleration cards, just because it's moving so slow at this point that it should pull that stuff out without too much hassle. Over here though, this is where we're going to throw our other capacity cards, just because we may end up getting more stuff. And we will throw in an acceleration card, and we will throw tin in there as well. You know what, we're not going to. We'll have these available to us, but while this is all well and good, you know, it's moving pretty decent. We actually can't use just acceleration cards because if we remember, this lead ore says industrial craft, which means that the export bus is only going to export industrial craft lead, nothing else. We don't want that. We want it to export everything that says lead. So for that, we're going to need a different card, which is going to be a fuzzy card. And we'll make one more of those. And if we take a look, the fuzzy card is just one of the advanced cards with a piece of wool. Very easy to make. So now if we come up here and we place our fuzzy card in this export bus and one in this export bus, just like so. Now we'll start exporting everything that is considered tin, everything that is considered copper, everything that is considered ferrous. So that's how we take care of that. And if we take a look in here, the ingots are starting to roll in here, and that works out perfect. So we are actually going to shut this machine down real quick, because we don't want it pulling any more stuff out. Because remember, we didn't quite get our storage cells set up the way that we want them. As you can see, there's nothing in there. So let us head back downstairs real quick, and we will grab Not a capacity tard, we want a fuzzy tard. There you go, let's make one more fuzzy tard. Easy peasy. Now, for this, what we're going to do is we're going to take the empty storage cell that we have here that has absolutely nothing in it. We will put that in the cell workbench and we will put our fuzzy tard in there. So now we can tell it to match any, and we are going to set the priority on this. We can't set the priority, I'm sorry. I was thinking it was a drive, but we are going to start putting everything in this tard and telling it exactly what it is supposed to grab. So now if we grab, say, basically we're putting all of the ores in there. Aluminum ore can go in there. The Thaumcraft ore can go in there. That stuff we will void later. Apatite ore is not going to go in there. I have a different plan for that. Bauxite is going to go in there. Our Certus quartz ores are going to go in there. Our cinnabar, coal. We've already got copper loaded in. Both of our dense Certus quartz ores, our dense coal ore is gonna go in there. Basically every single one of our ores. That's why I wanted to let this run just a little bit, so that we could get a lot of these ores. And we're up to dense diamond. So now we can go through here and we can add everything else to the list of ores that we want it to hold on to. There we go. Now we can start putting this stuff back. There we go. We'll just kind of sort our inventory real quick, make it a little bit easier on ourselves. We were up to our dense diamond ore, so now we need dense gold. We need dense lapis. Dense lead. Dense redstone. Silver. Tin. There's our regular diamond ore, which I think we already got, but we'll grab it just in case. I know we already got our draconium, but again, just in case, we will grab all of our infused stone. But we shouldn't have to grab each of them, because if you notice, you know, the ore dictionary says that this is earth infused stone 430:4. Well, our entropy infused stone is 430:6. So we should be okay just grabbing one of these entropy infused, one of these infused stones, and it should move everything. So there's our gold ore, which again, we've pretty much already got, but I want to make sure. There's our lapis, there's our lead, limestone and marble will be taken care of. There's nickel, which doubles as ferrous. Let's see here. Osmium we should have already had, but that's okay. We will throw rock hives in there as well. And salt ore, sapphire ore, shiny ore. There's more silver ore. Stone is going to get sorted differently. There's our tin and uranium, and our yellorite ore will be taken care of separately as well. So let's just go through here and click all of these in, everything that'll go that we haven't already got listed. And there we go. It is all taken care of. So now we can go ahead and just dump all of this stuff back in. And now, if we take our cell out, like so, let's come down here and get our I/O port. Right here. There we go. And we will take this with us upstairs. And let's go ahead and clean out our inventory just a touch here. There we go. Aw, the armored spider was pricked to death. I'm not exactly sure what pricked him to death. Unless he got into my cactus. Which I suppose that's a possibility. So the I/O port, we can just set down right here for the moment. It's not a big deal where we attach it at this point. But this way it's running off its own separate channel. And now we can take our 2 storage cells that have stuff in them and put back or empty and transfer everything over. So when it is done, there we go, we're going to say move when work is done. Now if we take a look, we should have all of our ores in here, which is right here in this single drive. And if we pop these guys back in, we should see that there is no ore except for the ones that we excluded. Well, see, that's why we do this. Because we forgot dense ore. Dense iron ore, that is. So, let's go ahead and we have our petitioned one. Pop that in and we will add dense iron ore. Just like so. And now, because it's just, you know, a couple of pieces, we'll just go ahead and we will grab that out. And to make sure that, you know, things are proper, we will take those out. Put that one back in. Drop our dense iron ore. There it is. And it's good to go. So now we can take the larger filled one. Let's go ahead and empty this one out. And there we go. It is now empty. It sounds like everything is done processing. Yep, it took it a few moments. But, you know, it's got some ferrous metal to process, some iron, some tin, and some copper. So that'll end, you know, processing here pretty soon. But now we have this other blank storage cell. Well, with that, we're just going to go ahead and pop that in there. And let's go ahead and grab some of the ingots that we have already processed. There's iron, there's our zirconium. You know what, guys, we're actually not going to, because we have more things coming down the pipe for this. So right now we're going to leave it as is. We're not going to, you know, set this up with anything, and this will just kind of be an overflow in case this cell gets full. But we do want all of the iron to, all of the ore to stay separated. So that way, all of our ore is in there with a few exceptions. Let's go take care of those exceptions right now. So if we come down here, we're going to need our dolly. Well, hello, dolly. I know, bad jokes. And first and foremost, we are going to grab our yellorium. So now that we have our yellorium barrel, where do we want to put this? Well, I think we want to put this, let's say, I don't want to crowd this area up too much. And let's see, we've got, what, 5 channels here. We want to have room for a couple more channels if we need it. So let's go ahead and we will put our Yellorium chest, let's say right there. Which means that we can pick that up because that's no longer needed. And what else are we going to need? Well, let's see if we have a chest for just stone. I do not think we do. And I would be correct in that thinking. But we do, however, have a chest for marble. So let's bring our marble chest up here. And I'm really thinking I'm going to rethink my decision. And I'm going to put these right up here. Just so that, you know, we can see them a little bit better. And I'm really contemplating here, guys. So in the comments down below, let me know if you would like me to use any of the granite or the limestone or the andesite or the diorite in any of the builds, or, you know, maybe change up a room and use one of those. I definitely like to keep the marble because I do like using the marble for stuff, and I have used it in the past. These other four I really haven't used in the past, but if you guys would like to see me use that, definitely leave me a comment down below, and you know, let me know where you think it would look good, and I will see what I can do to incorporate this stuff. So as of right now, I'm not going to worry about that too much, but I will grab our gravel here, and let's put our gravel right up here. And then we're also going to need one more barrel. One more barrel, thank you. Let's grab a barrel. And we're actually going to need a few of these. We're going to need, let's say about 5 to be on the safe side. So there's our 5 void upgrades, which we've seen how to make in the past. We've got 3 storage upgrades. Let's make 2 more, and again, we have seen those as well. If not, the void upgrades are just 2 pistons and a piece of obsidian. The storage upgrade are 2 pistons and a better barrel. The ones we haven't quite seen, I don't think, are the structure upgrades. We're going to want about 5 of each of those. Except for the tier 3, we only need to go to tier 2, which again, tier 1 is just a couple of fences and a couple of pieces of wood, planks. Tier 2 is fence and iron instead of wood. So let's get 4 more of those, and we will get 4 more of those. There we go. And there's our 2 more storage. Perfect. And while we're here, we're also going to have the system made us a new type of bus, which is the storage bus. The ME storage bus just takes an interface, 1 sticky piston, and 1 regular piston. So let's go ahead and order up about 5 of these as well, for starters. There we go, we got 5 of those. Mother Nature, be nice. And so now we're going to come up here, and with our 1 barrel, I'm going to place that there. And you know what? There was actually 1 more barrel I wanted to grab. So let's grab 1 more of our barrels. That'll make for 5. And we're also going to need some cable. We'll just kind of grab, you know, half stack and a stack. Not that we're going to need that much, but it's always better to have a bit too much than not enough. We will move our torch. And now we can take our ME storage buses and shift right click the bottom of all of these barrels. And there we go. Now, in our system, we have an absolute buttload of stone. And we're getting some gravel. And we're getting some cobblestone for whatever reason. So, let's put the gravel in there. We will put our cobblestone in there. And we will put our stone in there. Let's go ahead and lock these up. And did we get any marble? Oh yeah, we got some marble. You're still running? We're going to turn on the auto sort. What the auto sort does is it'll spread out stacks across the entire factory. So instead of just having one column working on all of that iron, now we have all 7. If we're only processing one thing, I'll do that. But if we're processing multiple things, I like to, you know, keep it, you know, to the same level. Or, so it's 1-to-1. So we're going to go ahead and change the priority on all of these storage buses. The higher the priority, the more likely it is to go into the area that you want it to go in. We're also going to partition all of these, which I forgot to do on the other two. So we hit the partition storage, and as you can see, that one's only accepting cobblestone. This one's going to only accept gravel with a highest priority. That one's marble, highest priority. Well, not the highest, but a high priority, 6,000 priority. That's a fairly high priority. Definitely a lot higher than the ME drive down there. And now from here, we just have to run our cable. We will do that by just connecting these right down through here. And we are going to run into a slight issue right here. So we're going to bypass that for the moment. Let's bring this down. And we are going to connect this right there to the side of the controller. Let us go grab a couple of anchors if we don't have any already made up. Still just a thunderstorm, thank you. And we do not, so we are going to need a knife for this. And the knife I'm talking about is some sort of quartz cutting knife, which is either Certus quartz or nether quartz. I believe we have quite a bit of Certus quartz, so let's go ahead and use that real quick. What are we missing? Another stick. Go ahead and make, you know, a couple hundred sticks for me. Thank you. So there's that. Now we can take a look at our ingots to see how many ingots we have of what. We know we did an absolute boatload of copper, so let's go ahead and use copper. We'll put our Certus quartz cutting knife in there, and we get cable anchors. And we are just going to completely exhaust the knife so that, you know, we don't have to worry about that knife sticking around and, you know, taking up a slot. Yeah, the cable anchors are taking up a slot, but we'll get more use out of those than we will, you know, the knife. So these travel anchors, wow, these cable anchors rather, will help act as standoffs. Much like our fused quartz cable over there, or our quartz fiber cable rather, that we put down to make our subnetwork, these will not allow cables to connect at all. So now if we place down this cable, you can see it's not connecting with this other cable because of the cable anchor. So cool. That takes care of that. So now, with everything online, what we can do is we can go ahead and our processing is turned off. We can pull these two out, because remember that this one has already been configured. Okay? So let's go ahead and place down our I/O port again. And again, it doesn't matter where we place it down, just as long as it is connected to the network. And move when the work is done. This is going to quickly empty out everything that's got. And as we can see, our numbers have gone up drastically here. But we filled up this barrel. Well, that's because we did not upgrade these. So we are going to go ahead and upgrade all of these to storage level 2. We're going to throw storage upgrades on there so that they can hold more than just 256 stats. Now they can hold 512 stats. But we're also going to throw a void upgrade on there. So that way, if at any point, our barrels become full, it'll just start voiding the items. And that's not a big deal because we're down in the deep dark. We've got a huge quarry down there in the deep dark. Materials are not going to be a problem. That is the least of our issues. So now we can take this and we can run it through the MEIO port again, and it should get the rest of the stone. There we go. And just for kicks, we're going to pop that cable off right there. So now we can take a look in here and we can see that all we have is ore. And specifically, the ores that we set up. If we take our empty drive, put it back in, of course that's not going to change anything because that drive's empty, or that storage cell. We take our other storage cell, put it in though, we take a look, and now we can see that, we've got our ingots in there, we've got our limestone, we've got our sand, and in fact, we almost could set up a barrel for sand, either red sand or regular sand, or both. We've got our diorite in there, we've got our andesite in here somewhere. Yeah, there it is. So that's cool. Everything that we told to get set up within that storage cell is in there, and in here we have everything that we have not set up yet. Awesome. And notice, because these barrels are not connected anymore because we broke this cable, now if we put this cable back and give it a moment to update, we can take a look, and come on, update. There we go. Now we can see we have 964 gravel, 32,000 stone. We have our marble with 2,400. So everything is being stored over here in these barrels, but the system sees it as being a part of the system thanks to these storage buses. How cool is that? So that is how we can, keep the ME system kind of, cleaned up without making too much of a mess. So that's that step, guys. We still have a few more steps that we need to finish up on our auto processing here before this build is completely done. Unfortunately, we are out of time for this episode, so stick around for the next episode. We will continue working on our auto processing and get it completely 100% automated to where we turn on the switch for the quarry, it will dig it up, and by the time everything is all said and done, we will have massive amounts of materials for our use, and we won't have to come up here and grab it either. We will be able to grab it from whatever terminal we set up throughout our base. So if we need iron ore, we can get iron ore. If we need to build a piston, the system will say, all right, I know how to do that. It'll build the piston. You know, if we need copper gears, it'll break everything down and start making the copper gears for us. So it's going to be awesome, guys. You know, just have a little patience here. I know this is kind of a long, lengthy build, but I hope that you guys are learning something in the process of this build. So let's go ahead and we will put our IO port back down here so we don't forget it. And as always, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you liked the episode, make sure that you hit that like button down below. Also, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and that notification bell icon, because that lets you know when more episodes like this come out, as well as any other episodes that I put out. Also, don't forget, put down in the comments what you would like to see me do with this granite, limestone, diorite, and andesite. You know, because as of right now, I'm thinking about just voiding it, because like I said, I really don't use this stuff at all. But if you guys would like to see me do something with it, definitely leave a comment down below. I read those, and you know, we will see what we can do to accommodate that, and you know, where we want to put that. So make sure you guys do that. And again, thank you so much for watching. I will definitely talk to you in the next video. See ya.